Oh my goodness. Candace Owens, Director of Communications at the conservative. Nobody else is described as progressive or liberal, but you are described as a conservative advocacy group, Turning Point USA, and a conservative commentator and political activist known for her criticism of Black Lives Matter and the Democrat Party. I think you've caused my friends on the left to go to their safe spaces, and I'd love to explore with you a little bit of the reason for that. Do you consider yourself a conservative?
I am a conservative, yes.
Okay. Are you pro-life?
I am pro-life.
Okay. Does that trigger people when you see them, that they know that you're pro-life?
It makes them very upset, and Democrats.
What starts as a routine congressional hearing quickly turns into a revealing moment about how politics is framed in Washington. As conservative commentator Candace Owens is introduced, the discussion immediately centers on political labels: conservative, activist, critic of major movements. This is a familiar strategy in political hearings. Labels can shape how an audience perceives a witness before any argument is even made. For some lawmakers, highlighting those labels is a way to challenge credibility. For others, it becomes an opportunity to embrace their ideological identity. In this moment, Owens does exactly that. Rather than distancing herself from the label, she leans into it, openly affirming her conservative beliefs. That response sets the tone for the rest of the exchange, not just a policy debate, but a broader conversation about identity, ideology, and political alignment in the United States.
Direct these questions to you, if I may. I don't know that you've seen this, but it's a memorandum that the majority Democrats prepare for the committee members. And in this memorandum, they go through the various witness names and organizations that they represent, the Anti-Defamation League, Equal Justice Society, the Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights Under Law, and then we get to you. Oh my goodness. Candace Owens, Director of Communications at the conservative. Nobody else is described as progressive or liberal, but you are described as a conservative advocacy group, Turning Point USA, and a conservative commentator and political activist known for her criticism of Black Lives Matter and the Democrat Party. I think you've caused my friends on the left to go to their safe spaces, and I'd love to explore with you a little bit of the reason for that. Do you consider yourself a conservative?
I am a conservative, yes.
Okay. Are you pro-life?
I am pro-life.
Okay. Does that trigger people when you see them, that they know that you're pro-life?
It makes them very upset, and Democrats hate me.
Do you own a gun?
Pardon?
Do you own a gun?
No, sir.
When next time you come to Colorado, we'll take you shooting. Are you a Christian?
Yes, I am.
Are you proud of your family?
I'm very proud of my family.
Okay. Let me ask you something. Do you hate Americans with black skin color?
Absolutely not. I actually love Americans with black skin color so much that I'm willing to fall on the sword 1,000 times for them to wake up and realize that we are being lied to, abused, and used by the Democrat Party.
How about Americans with white skin color? Do you hate them?
I do not, and that's a problem for people on the left.
Do you hate Hispanics?
I do not.
Do you hate Asians?
I do not.
Do you hate lesbians or gays or anybody from the LGBTQ community?
Nope, I've got all of that in my family.
I'm baffled because in the chairman's opening statement, he said that you openly associate with purveyors of hate.
Yes, purveyors of hate, by his definition, is anybody that supports the president. I support the president because he's done a tremendous job in helping the black community, despite all of the rhetoric from the media and leftists, which do not want him to be successful.
Tell me a little bit about how the president has helped the black community, if you would, please.
Well, he's lowered the black unemployment rate. It's the lowest it's ever been in the history. He's getting us off of our feet. We see, I believe the last number I checked was 3.5 million people are off of food stamps, something that the Black Caucus sat down and didn't applaud. Neither did any of the Democrats applaud, because they want a system where blacks are dependent on the government. They are the people that put in place the policies that broke down the black family, and the biggest problem that's facing our community is father absence. In every room that I've been in with the president, he talks about real issues, and he doesn't pander to us. He doesn't do Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's southern drawl accent and speaking to us like we're slaves. He asks us important questions, and the most important question he could have asked was, Black America, what do you have to lose? Because we were already losing under Democrat leadership.
Do you believe that you openly associate with purveyors of hate?
I absolutely do not. I have no tolerance for hate whatsoever.
Do you believe that college campuses should be open discussions, or there should be open discussions on college campuses for various issues?
I absolutely do. I do a campus tour tonight. I'm flying up to University of Connecticut to continue that, and we are being met with aggressive leftist groups. 3 Antifa chapters have declared they're going to try to shut it down, and we face this violence every day on the left, and nobody ever wants to talk about it.
And I guess what I was going to ask you, you went on to explain it before I got a chance to, but have you ever been disinvited from speech opportunities at college campuses because of your conservative views?
All the time.
Is that a form of hatred, do you think?
Of course it is, and we're not talking enough about political hatred in this country. We're not talking enough about conservative activists being attacked, like myself. We had a student whose dorm was set on fire for being a member of the Turning Point chapter, and all we preach is for free markets and capitalism as a means to lift the most people out of poverty. That is my belief, and of course, my main thesis is that black people do not have to be Democrats, and we are not owned by the left, and I understand that causes some people trouble.
So, as a conservative, you've attended many conservative events and visited with many conservatives.
As the questioning continues, the focus shifts toward accusations often raised in modern political discourse, allegations of intolerance, division, or hostility towards certain communities. Owens pushes back strongly, arguing that her criticism is directed at political systems rather than people. She frames her argument around the role of the Democratic Party in shaping policies that affect black communities. Supporters of this perspective argue that economic opportunity, entrepreneurship, and self-reliance are the most effective ways to strengthen communities. Critics, however, say that structural inequalities and historical barriers cannot be ignored and require government intervention. This disagreement highlights one of the most persistent ideological divides in American politics. Whether progress comes primarily from government policy or from individual empowerment within the marketplace. The discussion becomes even more intense when economic outcomes and political messaging enter the conversation. Owens references economic statistics during the administration of Donald Trump, including historically low black unemployment levels before the pandemic. Supporters point to these numbers as evidence that economic growth policies can benefit minority communities without expanding federal programs. Critics counter that economic trends often span multiple administrations and cannot be attributed to a single leader. But beyond the statistics, the deeper issue raised here is political independence. Owens argues that voters, particularly Black Americans, should not feel obligated to support any political party based solely on identity. That message challenges long-standing voting patterns and sparks strong reactions across the political spectrum. And it's precisely why exchanges like this go viral. They tap into the larger national debate about ideology, loyalty, and who ultimatum.